Good evening, everyone. Hello, Aussie Dude 25 is online and live right here, right now at 20 past 9 on the 9th of April 2018. So, guys, good evening. I hope you guys are all well, and I'm here to give you another great review by myself. So, yeah, just want to clarify one thing before I start. Basically, a few people have asked me what is the actual name of my page. Is it Aussie Dude 25 or Aussie Dude 26? My actual name is Aussie Dude 25. So basically, the reason I put it as 24, obviously the age last year, and I made it look confusing by putting Aussie Dude 26 to it, is actually Aussie Dude 25. It's the same with YouTube and also Instagram as well. So yeah, guys, I hope everyone's well, and hello everyone who's watching. I've got 3 people watching. Fantastic. So yeah, tonight, guys, I'm going to talk about one of the films that I watched recently, and it's called The Greatest Showman, starring the Wolverine star Hugh Jackman, a fantastic Australian actor who actually has a background in theatre as well. And do you know what, guys? It's actually a great film to watch. It's a musical film directed by Michael Gracie. He's actually in his first directorial film, and he actually did a fantastic job with all the actors he worked with. So he had Hugh Jackman, obviously starred most popular for Wolverine. Had Zac Efron as well, Michelle Williams, Rebecca Ferguson, and Zardenia. I can't pronounce it. He's been the star of many animation films, and also a very famous songwriter and singer as well, which is good. So yeah, based on this film, this is based on the original circus being built up. So like back in I think it was late 1800s, a story by P.T. Burnham actually created the circus, and also the lives of all the star attractions, such as Wolf Boy, the bearded lady, the short admiral who sits on a horse, also the world's heaviest man, and obviously the trapezist, the clowns, the tallest man in the world. So yeah, this is based on, as they put it in the film, trying to find the freaks that made it the main attraction. However, this is actually basically going from a museum to the circus actually being built up. Also, this film was actually it's probably the 5th most popular musical film of all time. I don't know what the other ones are, so I will find that and actually put it on my page later on in the evening once I find out. So yeah, so looking on here, basically, there's a couple of songs on here which are actually quite good. It kind of starts off with Hugh Jackman starting with the sing song, The Greatest Show on Earth. So basically, Hugh Jackman sings the first song, and popular songs actually came out. There's actually won a few Oscars and also a few musical awards. Was the song "This Is Me"? This is me. Actually, this is what the song was called. This Is Me actually had really high rate reviews, and the singer themselves, I think the actress who played the bearded lady, actually performed it so many times in different places, theatres, TV shows like Graham Norton, obviously the Oscars as well, when announced at the time. So yeah, had a really great review. I kind of want to go through the plot. If you haven't watched it yet, do not watch this review. I do recommend to watch it though, but I'll go through my thoughts at the end of what I think about the whole film. So yeah, basically, long story short, Barham starts off as a clerk at a shipping company after the company goes bankrupt. So basically, after he loses his job, he decides, do you know what, I'm going to go to the bank, take a loan out. But this is the clever thing. He decides to deceive the bank into, as collateral damage, use his former employer's lost ships. So literally, at that point, him and his family decide to buy the old Barham American Museum in downtown Manhattan, which is actually a history of wax models, like famous characters such as Napoleon, who else? Christopher Columbus, and many historical characters like Julius Caesar and everything like that. So basically, he originally started as a wax museum, which was fantastic. However, sales were very, very slow. So he decided, with the help of his children, he decided to showcase something called Something Come Alive. So something a little bit different, to bring the money in, to make people happy, to bring entertainment to the community. So what he decided to do is start searching for freaks, as he called it, to serve as performers at his museum. So eventually the first performer he found was the bearded lady, who was famous for singing like really, really well, and he can hear her voice from when she's working in a laundry room from outside, and that's how loud her voice was. And eventually, he had like the the trapezist actors together, the brother and sister. You had the world's heaviest man. You had the short performer who, you know, considered back then he was going to be like a funny character like Napoleon, or just do funny acts really, as acted like a clown as well in some aspects. And then basically once he got his performance together, he finally introduced the museum as the circus instead of the attraction. So basically, long story short, he decided to sing the song "Come Alive." So after the people that joined his circus, they decided to decided to stop performing. Actually, they don't care about the public. So, do you know what? This is for us. We're going to perform for you guys. Fantastic. And actually, it attracted a massive, huge audience, which, do you know what? They were really surprised. The public were enjoying it. They were enjoying the antics. They were enjoying the fun. They were enjoying the entertainment. They're thinking, bloody hell, these guys are like, whoa, they're doing flips, they're singing, they're dancing, they're making people laugh. Eventually, it got to the point where some people didn't like it. It was a lot of protests and a lot of poor reviews. And eventually, do you know what? Barham also made it as a shelter for them as well. So obviously this was a place where it was a place that only they could go, where they felt like nowhere else wanted. So, you know, they felt safe, they felt secure and everything, which was fantastic by him. And eventually it became very popular. So basically the whole circus itself, it was very popular by demand. Obviously the amount of people would come and see the show and see all the different acts, and eventually word spread to Queen Victoria. So, around the Queen Victoria in her younger years, eventually, the circus was actually on tour, as they called it. So they were going around England, doing different shows there, and eventually he met a playwright called Philip Carlyle, who was actually played by Zac Efron, and convinced him to join his venture, because it was something, he found something different about it. He thought it was enchanting. He thought, do you know what? Some people can actually really enjoy this. What? Wow, fantastic. So, yeah, you know, and eventually it got to the point, the huge popularity, a famous singer was also travelling around America and also England as well, and actually decided wanted Byron as their manager. At that point, when he went on tour with the singer, he left his family behind, also he left the other people behind because he felt like he was disassociating himself with them. So eventually it got to the point, you know what, I'm going to let Carlisle run the circus when I'm gone. And, you know, I'm just going to focus on the singer, because obviously to build a bigger career and obviously make a name for myself as well in the whole management world kind of thing. So, yeah, it was fantastic. And it got to the point when he realised the girl he grew up with, his wife's name Charity, they fell in love when they were first kids. And basically, I think it was like age of 12 or 13 at the time. And basically, because she went to boarding school, they stayed in contact with each other eventually, through like letters, obviously long distance and everything, and eventually he got enough money to ask her father for. He asked her father if she could have her hand in marriage, and he accepted. But she said, "Do you know what? Yeah, take it, go." But she basically, her father disowned her after that. But after that, he actually gained a lot of popularity, which is fantastic. So yeah, it got to the point where now, what was it? Obviously, Carlisle started to fall fall in love with one. I think the trapeze artist was actually played by Zendaya. I can't pronounce the name. I do apologise. It was actually the trapeze, and they fell in love. Obviously, because he ran into his parents, who was actually quite wealthy. They insulted her lowly status. So yeah, again, this film was actually based on a bit of social class dividance and a lot of diversity at the time as well. So it raised a lot of awareness for issues in this film. But then things of, you know, it's got a few themes in this film, but it was mainly about how they still not been accepted into society is everything, if you see what I mean. So eventually it got to the point where he decided Byron came back, he lost his family, and eventually they decided to leave him. And what happened is the protesters actually set the building on fire, which is like, whoa, okay, they've got to the point now where the people decided to, you know, they're going to burn their place where they feel secure, they're safe and everything, and actually they're home from home. And eventually, once the building went on fire, he was lost and everything. Carlisle came up with an idea, do you know what, it's going to cost too much money to rebuild the building. And it was something else. So they decided, you know what, let's just put a massive tent on, let's just do that. And the tent actually looked really spectacular, a lot of spotlights, decorations, and it stood out really, really well. So either way, basically eventually the circus, yet again, he called it not P.T. Barnum's Attractions, he called it P.T. Barnum's Circus. So basically at this point, it was got to the point where, you know, he actually passed the torch on to Carlisle, decided to run it himself. Now it's The Greatest Showman. Obviously, Byron wanted to focus on his family. So yeah, that's the whole thing of the film. There's 3 key songs out of this. I think it's The Greatest Showman, The Greatest Show, Come Alive, and This Is Me. And obviously 2 of them were sung again twice by some of the actors. So at this point, fantastic. Rotten Tomatoes gave it 55% out of 204 reviews. Do you know what? I'm half and half of this film. I'll probably say out of 10, I'll probably give it 7 out of 10. It's a good film. Do not get me wrong. I think it's a fantastic film to watch. However, it's probably a film I want to watch maybe once or twice if I'm chilling with friends, or you know, have a family, like a family film. Really, that's what it's more like. It's more of a family film. But yeah, guys, that is my review for this evening for The Greatest Showman. I will put this video up on YouTube and Facebook, also my Facebook page as well. And yeah, if you have any more thoughts on films and everything, give me us a shout. And yeah, give us a shout and give me some films to suggest to watch. You know, I'm not just sitting there. Give me some ideas, guys. I'm happy to watch them. Or if you tell me what they are, I'll watch them, I'll review them, and I'll let you know. So guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, and I'll speak to you later. Bye.